Hey folks, Mike Johnson here. If it's got wheels and an engine, you're in the right place. On this channel, we dive into car repairs, maintenance tips, and everything you need to keep your ride running smooth. If you're into cars and want to keep learning, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. All right, enough talking. Let's get into it.
Antique cars are not regularly driven on the roads because of their delicate age. However, some collectors also like to drive these cars from time to time. Some of the really old, famous, and restored cars are still sold today by antique car experts. Antique car prices are derived on the basis of certain specific factors. What are classic cars? Antique cars belong to the pre-World War II era. These are essentially the cars that were first produced and sold to the general public. Brass cars were produced for development and experimentation, rather than sales. Some of the brass cars were sold, but to a privileged few at very high cost. The vintage car era began just before the First World War, when carmakers started producing automobiles with the help of raw car parts and very basic manufacturing tools. The most important development of this period was the development and implementation of the assembly line. The assembly line was developed by Ransom A. Olds and implemented by Henry Ford. One of the greatest benefits of these types of assembly lines was that cars became cheaper and more efficient, and many people could afford them. Today, these cars are known as antique cars. One of the most famous models still found today is the Ford Model T. Ford, Daimler, Chrysler, Hudson, Dodge, Studebaker, Olds, and DeSoto were among the first manufacturers to make a brilliant entry into the automotive market between 1910 and 1920. A number of models from these manufacturers have survived the test of time, and today, antique car enthusiasts lovingly restore these beauties. Antique car values. There are several factors that are taken into consideration when determining the value of a car that is classified as an antique. Used car values are generally calculated on the basis of supply and demand for the car. Values are calculated on the basis of the following factors: age of the car, restorations, materials and parts used during restoration, making of the car, antique car insurance, whether or not the car has been driven for a long time. Collectors of authentic antique cars often consider many factors in depth of the car, such as the year of manufacture and the car's components. When it comes to antique cars, the rarer the replacement parts, the greater the car's value. In some cases, restoration by poorly trained and inexperienced engineers often diminishes the car's value. Antique car clubs often restore and sell these cars at a fairly high cost. Most of the time, these cars are sold at major car auctions after being examined by experts. Many companies restore these cars themselves, and they are often found at car shows and exhibitions. According to many enthusiasts, the true value of antique cars cannot be derived, as these cars are priceless. In conclusion, classic cars represent more than just vehicles, they embody a rich history and a passion for automotive design and engineering. Defined by their age, rarity, and cultural significance, these cars evoke nostalgia and admiration among enthusiasts and collectors alike. Whether it's the timeless elegance of a vintage model or the roar of a powerful engine, classic cars continue to captivate hearts and inspire future generations. As we celebrate these automotive treasures, we also honor the craftsmanship and innovation that have shaped the automotive industry over the years. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the world of classic cars.